Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's video. Just had a few things I wanted to go over real fast. First, our usual shout out of appreciation to all of our patrons out there. We appreciate all those tips and support, and hope you guys are enjoying the videos that we put out for you guys exclusively every single week, including the How to Deal Craps instructional set that is ongoing. And if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description of the video down below. And also, I wanted to go over, we've had a couple of questions about the this little neon light thing that we've been putting on some of our other videos. So if anybody's interested in one of these, just shoot us an email at sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. And so I did another test of our live stream, another attempt to do the live stream. So I now know that I have the right equipment, the right camera, the right programming, able to get all of that done. Unfortunately, what I did discover is that my computer was not strong enough, was not powerful enough to be able to encode and upload it as an actual live stream. So I'm going to continue tweaking with that, although it may turn out that I'm just going to have to wait until I can afford to buy a newer, more powerful computer for that. So that will be on the list. So it does look like live streaming may not be as upcoming as I was hoping. It's going to take us a little bit of time to generate that up. And otherwise, please make sure you email us with any questions, strategies, anything you would like us to video. We love shooting these videos for you guys. If not, I'm going to go straight into today's video. So for today's video, I want to talk about craps, but I don't necessarily want to talk about on the table. What I want to talk about is bubble craps. What is the appeal? Why would people want to play bubble craps? And why would people not want to play bubble craps? So here's the first thing that I would say. With the bubble craps, or with regular craps, part of the appeal, one of the things that makes craps so great is the interaction with other players and with the dealers. You know, being able to do your 6 and 8. And maybe you're a one unit presser, so you like sitting there watching, you like seeing dealers that really know how to do their presses and really get them going for you. Because it's a lot of fun to watch. You like watching the dealers do their jobs. That can be entertaining. A good dealer is actually entertaining in how they do their job. They should be not necessarily flashy. You want to be precise. You want to be precise when you're dealing. So not necessarily flashy, but some of the more precise, economical emotion moves look really, really good to the players. If you do it right, you look smooth and economical and efficient. And some players really like to see stuff like that. So being able to watch the dealers do the job, being able to interact with the dealers, that's something that's really, really big with a lot of players. So that will draw people away from bubble craps, just like it'll draw people away from those new electronic craps tables where there's only one dealer, because you're making all your bets on the little computer pad on the rail. You can play with your credit card. It's just like a slot in a way, only with an actual live game. So you have one dealer that is passing out the dice, and that's it. Then they're just plugging in the numbers. You will see no chips up here because you're placing your bets on the computer. So this looks plain. That's why those really haven't caught on, because it's boring. You're just looking at a blank layout. The dice aren't bouncing off chips and splashing things. You're not throwing your chips in. You're not calling all your bets out and moving really quick. So that kind of draws people away from those electronics games and those bubble craps games. Other things that draw people away from it, again, taking away the interaction with the other players, the cheering, the yelling, the screaming. People love that. It's high energy. People really love that energy of the game. It feels more fun. Also, both of those, the electronics and the electronic tables and the bubble craps, have time limits. And sometimes, even for someone who really knows the game, it can be difficult to get all your bets in the time limit, especially with the more complex bets, regression strategies and different things like that. It can be tough to get all your bets in within the time frame that computer system is allowing you to make your bets. So maybe you're not interested in operating under a time frame. Because at least on a live game, while it is a very fast-moving game, where we're going to try and keep the dice moving, if the player says, hey, hold on a sec, I still want to make a couple bets, we'll pause. We'll absolutely pause. It's a lot better than making late bets. If you say, hey, I just want to make a bet, and you're going through your chips real fast to grab your bet, okay, we'll pause for a second, as long as you're actually ready to make your bet and not holding the game up forever. So that's another reason that people don't like those electronic games. Now, why do people like the bubble craps? Reason number one for bubble craps is the minimums. When you get to bubble craps, now all of a sudden you can do $5 across if you wanted, or $6 across, or you could even do, $6. Well, you probably can't do $6.40, but you can do $6 across. And not only are you able to do this, but you're actually going to get paid correctly. On bubble craps, they're not going to round off. This isn't going to pay $1. This is going to pay you $1.16. So, I mean, it's only 16 cents, but you're actually getting the proper payouts. You're going to get your 40 cents here instead of just your buck. You're going to get your $1.80 here instead of just your dollar. So that's one of the appeals to bubble craps, is that you could play at a much lower minimum. So maybe you only have 20 bucks, but you want to play some craps. Well, bubble craps, go for it. It's just like buying in for 100 bucks on a $5 table, which good luck finding, or buying in for 200 bucks on a $10 table. Still not a massive bankroll, but you can play. You can play for just a few bucks. Another appeal to bubble craps, and I've noticed there's been a few slot machines now that have craps as a slot. Kind of like, Keno and video poker and stuff like that. It's like video craps. Same thing. You get proper payouts, so you can do much lower bets. Another reason that people gravitate towards bubble craps and really enjoy bubble craps is it gives you an opportunity to experiment out with strategies. You can play around with strategies, decide if a strategy is too complex for you, or is simple enough, or just doesn't work, or maybe it turns out that what you had in mind actually competes with itself and stuff like that. But you can experiment around with strategies because, again, dollar minimum. You can play very, 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 very low and still play some craps. And the bubble craps, unlike the electronics craps, the video craps, the bubble craps at least has physical dice being rolled. They're big foam ones inside a bubble, but they're at least physical dice being rolled. So you also know it's honest. Now, obviously, the video ones are honest. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in these major casinos. The casinos are extremely honest. They make their money off of the house edge. It would be absolutely stupid for a casino to try and tweak their RNG, their random number generator, to give themselves more of an advantage when it would cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines were they to be caught. It just makes absolutely no sense. But there's a lot of people that don't trust slots and video poker or video machines because they think they're rigged just because they catch a bad streak. They're not rigged. They're really not. But at least with the bubble craps, you have physical dice. You're watching these dice get bounced around and then jumped up into the air and then land. And you know it's honest. You know it's honest. The real dice. You can see it right in front of you. You see what the roll is, and that is definitely an appeal as well with the bubble machines. Another possible appeal to the bubble machines is for the introverts. Like we say, a lot of people want to play craps because they want the noise, the action, the attention, the screaming, the yelling. But some people want to be left the heck alone. You want to be left the heck alone. You don't have to talk to anybody. Bubble craps. That's it. You sit down. You are by yourself. By yourself. Every so often you're at a place where other players will notice if somebody's playing the don'ts and will start complaining and getting a little bit aggressive. But all you have to do is let security know, and they'll take care of it for you. But otherwise, bubble craps, you're left to yourself. You don't have to talk to other people. You don't have to get bumped into by other people, especially if you had a full table. And there is the other advantage to bubble craps, is sometimes the table there's not a table available. So you want to go play, but you want to play some craps, and maybe there's a seat open to the bubble craps. A lot of times, if a place has bubble craps, that one is pretty busy, especially on busy nights, just because there is a subset of people that like that cheaper ability to play. So they're almost like bubble craps regulars. I've certainly seen that at a few places that I go play at. The same faces on the bubble craps machine that I walk past all the time. So it's definitely a subset of people, but that is also some of the appeal to the bubble craps. So I hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, just plain fun. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now. Okay guys, so as I promised at the end of the videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the live stream and how it's going to work. So the first thing is, if you're interested in being one of the players for our craps tournaments, which is we're going to have every single week, please email us at sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. I need the email addresses and want to know who is interested so that we can get it set up and we can select it. I'm going to have the first round is going to be 16 players. There'll be 4 players per week. The 5th week is going to be the 4 champions from the previous weeks to get an ultimate champion. Haven't decided yet what the prize will be. Maybe I'll see if I can pick up another one of these lights. But we'll have some sort of prize for our champion. So please, if you're interested, email us. I want to pick the first 8 players, the first 2 weeks worth of players, so that we'll have the first 4 ready for the first week, and the other 4 will be kind of backup, just in case somebody has connection issues or something comes up and they're not able to play that week. Then I've got the other players on standby, so I can just bump one of them up or maybe shift the first person down or something along those lines. The main tournament is going to be Thursdays at 6 o'clock my time, Las Vegas time, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. And it's the way it's going to work is it's going to be a time thing. I'm going to do the live stream for an hour. I'm going to do the game for an hour, rather. And it might work out to about 30 rolls, might work out to about 40 rolls. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be time. It's going to be an hour. Instead of the craps tournaments that they do down on the strip where it's 30 rolls, we're going to do an hour. So I want to make sure I have a finite time limit for this to start with, and then we will go from there. I'm going to find a way, either a Discord or a Zoom or a private chat room, some way for the players to be logged into something where I can communicate with them on my second computer so that they can tell me what their bets are, what they want to bet, what they want to press when something hits, without me having to scroll through the full chat of the live stream itself. I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on that, and if we have enough people watching and chatting, it could be difficult to keep an eye. So I have to figure that part out. Another reason I need the emails, so I can communicate back and forth with the potential players. So if you're interested, again, please email me. Eventually, just pretty much everybody's going to have an opportunity to be in on these things, because we're going to do multiple ones. I'm also looking at probably doing a second craps tournament, maybe late Wednesday nights, possibly, I'm not sure, where I'm going to do it a little bit different. The second one is going to be, instead of 1 hour and then whoever's got the most chips is the winner, because those craps tournaments tend to have really weird strategies. They're not normal strategies that you'd see in normal play, because you're competing against other players and you just want to make sure you have more chips than them by the end. What I'm going to do with the second tournament is, instead of a weekly winner, we're going to play for an hour, and then I'll keep track of how much money people still have on there, or how many chips they still have. And then the next week, same players are going to keep going. Basically, this game will go until the bankrolls end, until we have one person with money left, or chips left. Again, there's no money involved in this. So once we have one final winner, so people will drop out as their play money bankrolls expire, as they run out of chips. So that one, I'm guessing we'll see some more normal strategies, the kind of things people actually play when they're actually playing craps. And then eventually we're going to add baccarat, pai gow, 3-card poker, blackjack, of course, to these tournaments. Whatever we can, to these live streams and live stream tournaments, whatever we can, when we can, as best we can. We're going to have to figure it out as we go. We have a lot of time constraints between me working full-time plus a child. But we're going to do the best we can. We're very, very excited to have this going. And we also will try and pick a day or time where I can do a patron-exclusive tournament, or 2. We'll see. We'll see how many of our patrons are interested, and see if we can't get that going as well, where it's only on the patron site. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Please, if you're interested in playing in one of the tournaments or partaking in our live streams, aside from just the chat, obviously it's a live stream, please watch, chat with us, let us know how it's going or what you think, and Otherwise, please, again, email us, sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, please hit us up. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.